What is up? It is Lavenger Gaming here, and I am back to bring you another game of Populous the Beginning, and this time we're not playing New Brumenier Palace, we're actually casting a game of New Brumenier Palace, which is different for us. We are going to be playing, this is quite a reasonably high skilled game. There are some good players in this hut with some decent players. You're going to see a lot of German/Russian communication, as both Spinifex and Amnesia are German/Russian. And they like to alternate between the two. So, playing as the blue tribe in the blue position, we have Gods of Destruction Spinifex. His ally playing as the red tribe in the red position. It is... I have been distracted by the chat. Playing as the red tribe in the red position. It is his ally, Amnesia. Their opponents, particularly challenging match. Playing as the Matak in the Matak position. It is Keith52 of the Clan Asgard. And his ally playing as the yellow tribe in the yellow position. It is this guy, Gods of Destruction Spyro. You'd think I'd commit the players' names to memory before I introduce them, and I did not. I'm not that professional, so I apologize for that. Now, this map, this is probably the first time I've brought it to the channel from a casting perspective. I have played it quite a few times, done quite a few uploads of this map. This is the first time I've not needed to focus on playing and can talk about the map a little bit more. This map serves quite an ironic existence in Populous the Beginning. What do I mean by that is, well, it's simultaneously one of the most hated maps and one of the most played. I actually missed Keith52 sneaking up and killing Spinifex. It's an interesting play. You can see this land is very low. That causes some interesting interactions with Flatten, and these paths here are easily cut by earthquakes. Every player gets a spy hut, which will typically always be dismantled for the wood, the extra 8 wood that's provided, as each base is low in trees. So you'll see a lot of harvesting on this map. Keith has actually completely dismantled one of his huts, which was probably accidental, but you can never be too sure. By the fact that he's just rebuilding the hut, it was absolutely accidental. But, well, this team is doing it less effectively. But if I go over to Spinifex's base, you can see these wood piles on the floor. And most of these trees aren't sat at 4 wood. This is what we call harvesting. This is keeping the trees chopped. Because trees that are chopped respawn quicker than trees that are cut down entirely. So you need to keep a tree chopped and not cut down. And that way you can manage the amount of wood to fully build and upgrade your base. That is why the spy huts are important, because that's an extra 8 wood that you don't need to plan for, which can either be put into towers or into your upgrades. Most players put them into towers there. Now, that was an excellent trade of blasts, and that puts Team 2 in a significant advantage over Team 1. And Keith goes forward with the first earthquake. Now we're going to see the RNG of the earthquake deciding the fate of the map. That was what we would call a bad earthquake. I mean, it's disconnected Team 1 from the main middle. However, it's better to get a horizontal cut or a vertical cut. Let's say this is a horizontal cut. No. This is a I don't know. This is a horizontal cut. This is the north point of the map. So here is your horizontal cut. You want one of the players to still be connected with one of the players cut off. And that allows you to double them with your ally and just apply constant pressure and forces them to, as you may notice, there is no land bridge chargeable. It's contained within this stone head in the middle. So you force them to charge Flatten, puts them on a deficit with the mana. Get a really disgusting EQ, you can put them more than one Flatten away, and it puts the other player in a position where they're having to defend against 2 Shamans for potentially a duration of 2 Flattens worth. And if you look at Red's pot right now, 25 total pop, of which 23 are Braves. That's going to take some time to charge a flatten. A lot can happen in that time when you're getting doubled. Especially as troops could come down that path as well. These waves are so loud, I know why Craig wanted them taken out of his game sound file now. You don't notice it quite as much when you're playing. Spinifex has cut down a tree here. Tells you something about how often I played this map, that I know where the trees are. And that sound means that yellow is holding on to a land bridge. That's one land bridge in the pocket of Spyro. It is a single shot, so it will not be chargeable. So it's not a long-term problem, but it's definitely giving Team 2 an advantage. A little bit of good teamwork between the two players as Spyro moves off of the totem and Keith52 replaces it. So Keith will get himself a land bridge too. These can be used to expand your base. Most of the time they're kept as a reserve in case you do get cut off for a quick connection, not needing to charge flatten. If you know where to cast your flattens, these little patches of land are perfect for flatten expands. But the big part there is knowing where to place your flattens. So it looks like Spin is not... No, I thought Spin was going to do something. Spin has 2 flattens, so he's looking to play aggressive. He wants to reconnect. He doesn't want to give Team 2 permanent control of the middle, because he knows it's going to make things difficult for them. That's the first flatten. That's the second flatten. He is in fact connected. The Team 2 needs to watch now as Team 1 starts to push the hill. The lightning from Amnesia kills Keith52. Spyro throws back another light. He throws a second light. He does find Amnesia, but not before he goes down. These Fire Warriors have to stop Spinifex, or else Team 2 could take a little bit of damage here. He's pulling the Fire Warriors back. He values the troops more than he values stopping the Shaman. Spinifex is casting the EQ. He's going for the cut. This is why nobody likes Cess, because this becomes how the map is played, and that's how you want to see it get cut on Cess. Now, both players can double Spyro, and Spyro would have to wait for Keith52 to charge a flatten to get over. However, you have to remember that Team 2 did have control of the totem. They do have a land bridge back in their pocket. They could use it here to secure this land. They could also hold on to it, or Spyro could use it to expand his own base. Depends whether Keith has communicated to him whether he's got a flatten or not. He's getting Braves to stamp on the ground. This just ensures that the ground that the flatten is cast on, he'll probably finish the tower, to be fair, but it also raises the ground and ensures the ground that they cast on will definitely make land and not water. And there you go, the land bridge is being utilised. That's a nice bunch of high-ish ground. Mwahahaha, says Spinifex. And there's the flatten from Keith52. He's really spreading out this high ground so that it's very difficult to cut them off again. Tornado from Keith52 fails to find its mark. Keith is known for his notorious tornado luck, and somehow you can't be lucky with a tornado that you don't hit. Ghost Army comes down to try and push Spin. Spin is on low health. Keith is throwing out Proximity Blast just to try and get the proximity kill on the Shaman. Lightning comes out from Amnesia, but she fails to find the kill. Tornado from Spinifex is going to keep Keith52 busy. Keith is spamming Blast. He's trying to keep that Shaman on low health, maybe even kill her with proximity damage. Spin's stars have disappeared. That means the Shaman is recovering health. Spyro gets picked up by Spinifex's Tornado. Mwahahaha, says Spinifex, as Spyro is thrown towards the land, but no, not really. Keith tried to save him, but failed. It's the luckiest Tornado in the world. Blast from Keith. Another blast onto the Fire Warriors, pushes the Fire Warriors forward. They get a shot onto Spinifex, but Spinifex manages to send Keith sideways and into the water. It was not as impressive as Keith was hoping it would be, and now the Fire Warriors are coming forward for the counter push. The sound of men shouting as Amnesia is using her troops to support Spinifex as he pushes. Again and again and again. She's got quite defensive spells. Has Amnesia. All the utility spells, a light and an EQ. It's quite clear that she wants to just kill Shaman so Spinifex can do all of the work. That tornado's nice. It tears up the guard tower. Here come both Shamans. Oh, and the lightning is nice from Spyro. It finds Amnesia as she's clearing out the tower. Spinifex is surrounded by Fire Warriors, but it's not going to be enough. More Fire Warriors from Amnesia are pushing forward, threatening to catch Yellow Shaman. Spinifex throws out a blast, but the tornado dumps him into the water. Thank goodness the tornado went our way this time, says Team 2, as they can once again secure the hill for themselves. But with the spells they probably got built up, they might not be satisfied to just sit with the hill. And as you can see, the tornado was good. It picked up a number of additional Fire Warriors. Troops coming forward, supporting the Shamans. Keith is almost dead in a ridiculous way, as per Keith 52 standards. Tornado clears up the hut on the front. This damaged ground can now not be sunk by Earthquake. It's one of the reasons that players build this hut. Less for the hut and more to make the ground damage. Therefore it can't be sunk. Keith's tornado takes out Spin's defensive tower. Amnesia finds the light onto Spyro. Keith needs to back out because he's on his own. Now Keith's going for the cut. He throws down the EQ. He's blasting to keep the Shaman back, hoping that she gets killed. Oh, she does go down. Keith saves himself with the blast trick. Lightning from Spinifex does not find the kill. Another lightning from Spinifex again, and missing the kill again. The tornado does pick up Keith 52, and this should kill him this time. Fire Warriors from Spyro are retreating once again. Keith 52 does go down from the tornado. The ghosts are being cleaned up by Spinifex now, but Amnesia has been cut off, and cut off in quite a significant way. That could be 2 flattens if she's not particularly efficient in how they're used. You can see she's charging her first flatten already. Fortunately, this has happened much later on in the game when you've got 67 pop instead of the 23 that we observed earlier. A little bit easier to deal with, but she's only got 5 Fire Warriors. Only got 5 Fire Warriors with the population that she has. Lakai from Spinifex is to try and sink this land, and we'll see how it cuts. And there was Lavenji saying he's not going to be able to cut off this land, and there he goes. He gets the perfect cut a second time in a row, but then gets killed by the Brave, and he says lol, because that is a stupid way to die. Single solitary Brave pushes him into the water. Give me a mana, says Spyro. Thank you very much. We should see some flattens out of Keith 52 now. As you can see, Keith's got plenty of Fire Warriors. He's keeping them trained. He's not keeping them used, though. A lot of idols by the Fire Warrior hut, Keith. And we're looking to see flatten 1 out of Keith. There it is. Flatten 2 out of Keith. Can he get the second flatten? Does he know what he's doing? You'd hope he's know what he's doing. He might not have the mana for it. He might have only charged the 1 flatten, being greedy. Spyro's just dealing with Fire Warriors. Spin's making sure that the Fire Warriors keep the Shamans pushed back so that Amnesia can hold the hill by herself, and Spin has cast the first expanding flatten of all 4 players. Got 4 lights out of Amnesia. It's clear what she wants to do. She just wants to kill Shamans. You kill Shamans, I'll do the work. That's the name of this team game. And she's working on a second Earthquake now. Shamans will be watching Keith 52 with the expanding land bridge. He needs to get up here quickly. Both Shamans are pushing the front. He needs to get back as soon as possible with his Shaman. He cannot afford to waste any more time. Red is coming forward. She's got 4 lights to her name. Yellow needs to pay attention, because if he gets caught out, it will not be good. Lightning does come out from Red. Doesn't find the kill. She's charging 3 spells at once. She needs to toggle some of this off. She toggles off the EQ. Charging Tornado, charging Lightning and Swarm is not the worst thing in the world, but still. Probably doesn't need the Swarm as much if she's trying to camp on the high ground with lights. Keith throws out a light, but he doesn't get it. He was looking for a cheeky kill, but he doesn't quite find it. Red's pushing forward once again, hoping to catch the Shaman, not paying attention. She watches, she throws, she swings, she misses. Not quite the goals that she was looking for. Spinifex is also throwing out lights now as Spyro throws out a flatten to secure their ground even more. Wow, what a light out of Amnesia, but Keith52 finds the revenge kill onto Spinifex, and as we know, Amnesia does not have the mana to be as threatening, so that was a very high value kill from Keith52. The worst Amnesia can do is just 1 EQ. Spyro goes into the water, but not before he lands a light on Amnesia. It's a game of troops now, as all 4 Shamans did go down. All 4 Shamans are dead, and it's now just down to see which players, troops, can do the best work. Plenty of Fire Warriors patrolling the high ground. Lots of Braves up here too. Those might be Ghost Braves, but they are up here all the same. Here comes Red's Fire Warriors, starting to push the high ground, claim it back. Braves are being used to distract the Fire Warriors so that the Fire Warriors can get their shots off first and win the fight. Double expanding flattens out of Spyro in his base. He's making himself plenty of land. But it looks like the high ground is still in control of Team 2 at this point in the game. Keith52 is alive and returning to the high ground. Can he get there before Spinifex? He should be able to with the troops to keep him off the high ground. Just those extra couple of seconds, but he needs to be careful. He needs to be careful. Good. Excellent. Keith52 is on the high ground. He has the advantage. If he has the lightnings, he can hold it. Spyro has also returned to the middle, so it's good. They're just going to pray for Lambridge. Plenty of Fire Warriors being trained. These should be being... Don't want to see that many in the queue. You want to see them being trained and out on the field. But hey, at least Red has 17 Fire Warriors. Keith gives up the high ground as the enemy pushes. Spyro goes forward. He gets a kill onto Spinifex, but then dies in the Revenge Light. 2 lights from Spinifex onto Spyro. Finds a kill. Now here comes Amnesia. She's got 4 lights once again. If she casts enough of them, one of them should hit. She's pushing the high ground with her troops. Keith52 is suiciding his Fire Warriors. Spyro isn't even using his. Ghost Fire Warriors coming out, being slightly distracting, but not too helpful. Amnesia's playing a very, very campy style, and that's what this map promotes. So, you know, you can never blame a player for playing like that. It's what the map does to people. Keith52's doing good. He's bringing plenty of wood to the front. Oh, Keith almost drowned in the water, but got saved by the patrolling Fire Warriors, and he finds the light onto Red, killing Red. Troops are going to push forward again and once again take the high ground back. It's looking good for Keith52 now. Patrol his men on the high ground with Spyro, securing the ground, but he needs to think about these stuck Braves. These stuck Braves. These stuck Braves. Excellent, he's got them unstuck. Keith52 once again giving up the high ground just as Spin starts to push it. He needs to think if it's worth it. Maybe he doesn't have the lights to hold. First Firestorm. Wow, there's probably Firestorms in the slots for the others, but this is the first time we can see Firestorm being charged. Keith52 does go down. He didn't actually die immediately from the light. Fire Warrior got the chance to push him around a little bit as he died on the surface of the water. Spyro finds the lightning kill onto Spinifex. This map is opening up. It's becoming crazy. I don't know why I said it's opening up. There's the first Firestorm from Spyro. And this is what the map devolves into. It's who can cast the most Firestorms. Who can get the most pop with Firestorms. I hope you like the sound of the men screaming, because that's all you're going to hear. Swarm send the men running in a panic. Spyro's pushing forward with the blast. This is good. He needs more. He needs more swarms. No, he goes down. He throws the light, and it just... Red gets him with the light, and it's really good. Keith was probably telling him to use another Firestorm, and he said, no, not going to waste it. It's probably a good decision from Spyro not to waste the second Firestorm there. I wouldn't be surprised if he has it. Amnesia throws out an Earthquake on nothing, going for a cheeky cut. And this time... Very almost they get another cut, but this time, not quite. Amnesia's mana usage has been very poor this game. She's doing her best. She's trying to kill Shamans. Keith52 throwing out the Firestorm in pretty much the exact same spot we saw Spyro throw his out. Spinifex is watching the Shaman. He is being careful. He's dodging the light, which is good. It's what you want to see out of Spinifex. Amnesia's charging a Lightning and a Firestorm. She's feeling very exposed without her full stack of lights, and I think that's the sign of an insecure player. You need to sit on 4 lights. Oh, very nice kill from Spinifex. Doesn't get the direct light, but is just positioned well enough to throw Keith52 into the water and secure himself the kill. Now, we're looking at the lightnings being traded between yellow and blue. Spinifex finds the lightning, but Spyro saves himself with the blast trick. Very well done, and even finds the revenge blast onto Spinifex. With the mana he gets from Spinifex, he gets another light, he throws it out, he kills red as well. Double kill for Spyro. Looks like Keith's base is nicely finished. Well, I'd like to see another expanding flatten from Keith52. Spyro's filled out his expansion. Spinifex is just finishing out his now with the upgrades. He's got a few weak cuts on the side here, but this is also an expansion, actually, so ignore everything that I've just said. We've got troops pushing forward from Team 2, really pushing back Spinifex's Braves and securing all of this land. This is good. Pushing these troops forward like this. He's going to force Spinifex to waste. There it is. There's the Firestorm from Spinifex. It clashes the population. How did Keith52 not expect that to happen with that much pop pushed forward? And there was a single Fire Warrior from yellow on this land, and he pushes the red shaman into the water and gets a kill. Absolutely fantastic from Spyro. Absolutely not smart from Amnesia. Oh, light from Spyro doesn't quite connect as Spinifex is limping away from troops, really rather injured. Proximity blast from Spyro, just trying to reduce the health of these Fire Warriors so that when his own Fire Warriors show up, they can win the fight, and that's something they do easily. Once again, troops are starting to push up, apply pressure onto the Shaman as Amnesia has respawned and reconnected herself to Spinifex. Nice wide path now here as well. Players have really widened the path to give themselves more options and to prevent the chances of them being knocked into the water. But Spyro is just throwing Brave after Brave after Brave at the Shamans, distracting them, keeping them busy. Amnesia's only got 11 Fire Warriors, and most of them aren't even at the front. You can see they're on their way now. Lightning 1 finds Spinifex. Lightning 2 finds Amnesia. This is Team 2's opportunity. Spyro, what are you doing? Spyro throws out an incredibly bad Firestorm as this completely cuts Keith52 off from attacking. Wasn't needed. Swarms could get Shamans down each path, and that would have been perfect for the attack. What is Spyro doing? Weird attack. 1 Earthquake from Spyro. 2 Earthquakes from Spyro. Spinifex runs his pop away to the back of his base. He wants to save the population. Even though all these huts are going down, Spyro does get pushed into the water. Oh no, he doesn't. That was someone else. Spyro is still alive. Keith52 is going to push in. Red's not charging anything. Oh no, Red's working on a secondary Firestorm. Both Shamans still pressuring Spinifex. Troops are not really being sent effectively from Red to help his ally. Keith52 is controlling the center with Fire Warriors, and all those Braves, they're just doing nothing. They're going back to the Fire Warrior hut to be trained. Spinifex is looking very low on Fire Warriors now. Red using a defensive Firestorm. This is such bad mana usage out of Red, but it does kill Keith52, but not before he casts an EQ. Actually cuts Red off. Very bad use of mana from the Red player right now, compared to the other Shamans. But it looks like Red's finally given up on charging a million Lightnings, so we might see more effective mana usage now that Red isn't sitting on a 4 stack of lights all the time. Now, of course, this game isn't over yet. It's looking bad for Team 1, but it's not over as Spinifex finds the lightning onto Spyro. Very good shot. Secures him the kill. He needs to push up and get these troops back onto Team 2's side of the map. The damage that Spinifex has taken, he managed to save his population, but this is going to stunt his growth. It's going to be slowed down significantly for it. Red is up and getting bullied by Fire Warriors again. Blast the Fire Warrior. Blast the Fire Warrior. There you go. Fire Warrior got 3 shots off that he shouldn't have. Spinifex is pushing the high ground with Fire Warriors patrolling around the Shaman. Keith52 throws out 1 light. He throws out 2. He pushes the Fire Warriors towards him. And Spinifex finds the lightning kill onto Keith52. That's not a good sign. just when Team 2 needs to hold on to its pressure, they're starting to let it slip through their fingers as Team 1 is pushing up the hill and over it. As the blasts keep coming out. Vunaga, the swarm, the blast, the swarm, the blast, the lightning onto Spyro. Finds the kill, both Shamans down. Where's your defense? Where's your Fire Warriors, Spyro? You're going to let Spinifex into your base. This does not look good. Keith52 is sending the Braves. This is a good sign. Tumaga from Spinifex onto that front hut. That's not good for Spinifex. No, that is good for Spinifex. That's not good for Spyro, who blames Keith for him having no Fire Warriors. Double Earthquake from Spinifex is going to cost Spyro his Fire Warrior hut. And 3 large huts, 4, 5. Plenty of large huts. Oh, and another Firestorm as well. I didn't even clock this. Plenty of damage done to Spyro's base now. Spyro's converting his pop into Warriors. Aim your lights or S-click. Yep, those are your 2. Okay. Spyro is known for his flaming. So it's no surprise that once again he's doing it. And Spyro goes down to a Firestorm. Red has 2 lights and just like, I'm not going to aim, I'm just going to throw down a Firestorm. But again, as we said, Red's bad mana usage means they've only got 1 EQ to use. Spyro's giving up. Is he running his population at the Shaman? Is he giving up, or is he just trying to spread his population out? Keith52's trying to secure the middle ground. Very nicely done. Pretty much single-handedly won by Spinifex, I think. Took a good chunk of damage. Red's mana usage has mostly been on Shaman kills. Oh, she finally managed to finish a second EQ. Spyro, what was that, man? Just walks directly at Red and goes down again. Red is still in Yellow's base. Spyro has all but given up. Keith52 is doing what he can to hold the middle. He's keeping Spinifex out of Spyro's base, but Spyro can't seem to clear up Red, which is half the problem. Keith actually goes down, losing 2 Spinifex. For some reason, Spyro is still blaming Keith52. Another Earthquake is ready for Red, but is Red going to use it on Spyro? I doubt it. It would probably be a waste. They're going to try and get into Keith52's base and finish him off. Spinifex is holding the middle on the high ground. Keith does have some towers, which is nice. GG, says Spinifex as Spyro quits the game. Don't know why he quit, says Keith52. We know why he quit. It's Spyro. It's what he does. Lacaille comes out from the red player. And Keith gets sunk. This is pretty much the end of the game. Keith52 says GG. He quits the game. We thought Team 2 would win this. From the rankings, Team 2 should have won this. It looked really good for Team 2 here. And in one single push, the game falls apart and Team 1 claims the victory.